Are you a man who's tired but afraid to even take a rest or slow down just a little bit? You know, I want you to listen to this episode. This episode is if you're a business person and or you self-employed where you own your job, a solopreneur where basically you're the one that has to do it all. Maybe you're a single father actually and with your children at home. Or maybe you have a wife that is disconnected and you are stuck doing everything, running the house, taking care of the kids, running the business, taking care of employees and team problems, all this. Brother, this episode's for you because this is right where I was at this morning. All right. Hey, welcome to this episode of the 318 Brotherhood Podcast. And I just want to just point out, rest isn't retreat in your life. When you feel like you need to rest and slow down, this is really an opportunity to reload, and it's required to be able to take on your next battle. I don't know what that next battle is. I don't know what it looks like. I don't even know what you're currently battling today. But you know what I have found out in this brotherhood is that we are all so much more alike than we are different. We may have different pits as far as fire of pain, the struggles that we're dealing with, but in the end of the day, they're all connected. This has amazed me. I have calls almost every day with brothers, men that are disabled, fighting PTSD, fighting relationships, problems at home. Women, their wives are depressed and can't get out of bed. And these men are just still struggling, on the brink of just ending it all, just wanting to run away, just leave this life behind. The body, you know, may be tired and you may be sleeping but your sleep is off. Your thoughts, are fogged up. You keep hearing that voice. It's kind of like having that little angel and devil on the one side. And one of the things is always I get is push through it. This is the man thing. This goes back to when I played sports. My coach would say, push through the pain. Don't stop now. You're on the verge of a breakthrough. Have you heard that before? That's usually the case when it gets time to really, you're about ready to break out into a new season. You hit this wall. But then, I begin to hear another voice, and it wasn't the voice of fear. What I believe it is step one. What is God saying to you? This was Jesus. And what he was really saying to me was this: come away by yourself to a scheduled place and rest a little while. He showed me this in the scripture, Mark 6:31. And, this really hit me different because I've read the book of Mark before, but this verse just is one of those things where you probably read through something and it doesn't really apply to you at that point in time. But when it applies to you with what you're struggling, the Lord gave me this verse, and what it pointed out is Jesus had to rest. He told the disciples to come with him to rest. Because you're a builder. You build. You may be a leader, and you're a man on a mission. You take care of the household. You spent the first 20, 30 years building a career and building a business, raising your children and family to be wore out. At a point in time, maybe the children are gone, and at a time in your life that you thought it would be better, but it's not. I don't rest real easily because guilt steps in because I know there's things I have to do. There's men that I need to talk to. I've got to make the call. I've got to send a message. There's a man that's hurting. He sends me a message and he says, call me. And it may be late at night, but I got to step away from what I'm doing. I burn the candles on both ends. If you're a man running from one place to another, I know you understand what I'm talking about. But today I was really reminded that rest is not quitting. It's actually preparation. You know, the body, the body tells you. I talk a lot about the body. It is God's temple, and we got to take care of it. We have to feed it right. We have to put the right stuff, the right things into this body so it runs efficiently. We've got to work out. We've got to watch what we put in it, and it will produce on the outside. But when we run it down, and maybe the fuel's running low or the sleep is off, there's a reason why. There's some stress in your life. But then you say, hey, brother, I don't feel like I'm very stressful. I would always say that this is burnout, but I'm not burned out. Especially I'm not burned out because I'm weak, that is not a sign of weakness. That is a sign of a man who knows his capabilities. Remember, God won't give you more than you can handle, but you have to recognize when God's speaking to you. Step one, what is he saying to you? And he may be saying to you, rest. Is it okay to skip the gym? Well, I did today. I did today because I needed it. And, it's not the point that I will make it up tomorrow or the next day. This isn't something that we have to make up. This is obedience. And God blesses obedience. But here's the truth in all this. I heard it loud and clear. You can't lead your family. You can't lead yourself in your business. And in this case, for me, I can't lead the brotherhood if I can't first lead myself. And that's be able to lead myself into peace and silence and just sit alone with the Lord. Put all this stuff, recording this podcast, put all of it to the side. It's not weakness. The greatest of warriors have to take some time. So today I'm really obeying. I didn't go to the gym. I stepped back. I'm not worried about my cardio. I'm gonna take it slow today. And actually tomorrow also. It's time to recharge the batteries. It's time to reset because I'm on the verge of a breakthrough. I'm on the verge of the next season of my life. It is so close. And I see it. And I'm reminded God never told me to grind. That's what the world tells us, grind it out. That's what my coach said, run until you puke. Have you heard that one before? I've done that. Sure, once you puke, you feel a little better, but there's growth in that. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say there's not, but there's also growth in recognizing when the body needs some rest because it's rebuilding. You break your muscles down when you work out and you have to rest them so they can rebuild, make new, and come back stronger the next day and the next day. This is all about following him. And he told me, follow me into a season of rest. It's going to be a short season, but it's one that will produce a lot of fruit in my life and a lot of fruit, I believe, in your life. So my challenge for you today, brother, is this. I want you to ask, where are you right now? And where are you out of rhythm with God's peace? I want you to declare, rest is not weakness. Rest is wisdom. Make sure you get a full night's sleep. The last few days, the last week or so, my sleep has been off. I'm oversleeping. I'm awake, tossing and turning, almost like clockwork. Somebody set the alarm. I said it had something to do with daylight savings, but I don't think so. It's my body screaming out to me. It's time to rest because he's got more for me. And I want you to take 1 hour out of today to do nothing but sit with God and listen for your next steps. That's exactly what I'm going to do after this podcast. Lunch and then silence. If you've been one of these brothers that's been running hard, taking care of the family, getting the kids to and from, taking care of the business and work and taking care of all their problems, and they're coming to you with their personal problems, and maybe they have marital problems or they have children problems or they got more month left at the end of the money and they're coming to you and and it's like, man, I got my own problems. I can't deal with your shit. But they're your employees or they're somebody on your team. They need you, brother. But you need to be strong, but you can't be strong for yourself. So if this sounds like you and you're starting to feel it in your health, in your body, in your sleep, and you feel it in your soul, and that's when this voice is telling you, push through it. Tomorrow will be better. Push through it. And it just doesn't seem, the weight is there and the weight gets heavier and heavier and heavier. I don't want you to wait till it crushes you because when it crushes you, it may be too late. I've talked to brothers that wanted to end it, had a gun in their hand. One of them wanted to just take off and drive, and wherever it ended was where it ended. Go down the highway the wrong way, something, whatever. Start a fight and hope that they take you out. Or maybe just run yourself till you have a heart attack. This is what you call, you're crashing, brother. I want you to book a call with me, and it will be with me. I don't have any team members that take these calls other than me, because this is how important it is to me that you speak to me, brother, not some team member that didn't write the book. That's just all about the hype, because this isn't about the hype, brother. This is the 318 fire call, brother, because you are in the middle of the fire right now, and I do not want it to burn you. So let's talk before it does the burnout, breaks you. You know, your life can do two things. You can either contract or you can expand. And you know what happens when you contraction and expansion goes on in your world. It's just like concrete. It'll expand and then it'll contract, expand and it cracks, it breaks. This is the expansion and the contraction. And right now, you are in that mode of contraction and you've got to let the fire cool down. You've got to step back and rest. So I want you to schedule your call to reset this, to get the reset in your life. Find out what he's saying to you. Let's get clear on this. The link is in the description to book a call. If you haven't picked up my book, The Ascension of the Warrior, the link is there for you to order the book too, and we'll ship it out to you. Just pay $7 shipping and handling. Brother, this is where it starts. Even if you have my own book. But if you're feeling this weight on you, it's time. It's time. 318, brother. I love you. God loves you. We'll see you later.